Did you know the Egyptians had dolls to work for them in the afterlife? Hello and welcome to World History Encyclopedia. My name is Kelly and today's video is all about the Shabti dolls that were left as funerary goods in ancient Egypt. Don't forget, the easiest way to support us is by giving this video a thumbs up, subscribing to our channel, and hitting that bell icon for notifications so you don't miss out on any new uploads. World History Encyclopedia is a non-profit organisation and we're on Patreon, a brilliant site where you can support our work and receive exclusive benefits in return. Your support helps us create videos twice a week, so make sure to check it out via the link in the top corner of the screen or via the Patreon link down below. The ancient Egyptians believed that after you died, your soul went to the duat, or underworld, and if it made it through and passed the weighing of the heart against the white feather of Ma'at in the Hall of Truth, and the judgment before Osiris and the 42 judges, the soul passed on to paradise known as the Field of Reeds. The soul would be rowed by a boatman across Lily Lake, also known as the Lake of Flowers, and start their afterlife. The Field of Reeds was believed to be a mirror image of life on Earth, where you would find your home, departed loved ones and pets, and there would be food, beer, merriment, and all the joys one had in life. The ancient Egyptians valued community, so even in paradise you would work. On Earth, if you couldn't fulfill an obligation to your community because of sickness or personal obligations, you could send someone in your place. In the afterlife though, your place could be taken by a Shabti doll. Shabti dolls were funerary figures that accompanied the deceased into the afterlife. The Shabtis were known as the answerers, since their name derives from the Egyptian word for stick and corresponds to the word for answer. Early in ancient Egyptian history, these male or female figurines appeared in tombs and represented the deceased. But by the New Kingdom, between 1570 and 1069 BCE, they represented a worker. A Shabti formula, which was a spell, was inscribed on each Shabti doll, which specified the function of the doll in the afterlife. Since the afterlife was thought to be a continuation of life on Earth, without sickness or death of course, it seemed logical that Osiris, the god of the dead, would have building projects and public works in the underworld. So the purpose of the Shabti was to answer for the deceased when they were called upon to work, since when they were alive, each citizen had to devote some of their time each year to labour for the state on any public works the pharaoh had decreed. The function of the Shabti dolls was made clear in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, which was a guide or manual for a soul to successfully traverse the realm of the afterlife and reach the Field of Reeds. There is a spell specifically for the Shabti dolls, which is known as the spell for causing a Shabti to do work for a man in the realm of the dead, which is also found reworded in the earlier coffin texts. This spell basically ensured that when the soul was called upon by Osiris to help out with labour in the underworld, the deceased could recite this spell and the Shabti would come to life and perform the duties instead. Pretty handy. This is what the spell says. O Shabti allotted to me, if I be summoned of, if I be detailed to do any work which has to be done in the realm of the dead, if indeed obstacles are implanted for you therewith as a man at his duties, you shall detail yourself for me on every occasion of making arable the fields, of flooding the banks, or of conveying sand from east to west. Here am I, you shall say. Each Shabti was hand-carved and were created for a specific job. For example, the spell above was for making arable the fields, so the Shabti would be crafted with a farming tool. Each Shabti would have a different tool depending on the work they were to do in the afterlife. Shabti dolls have been found holding baskets, hoes, and even chisels. The status and personal wealth of a tomb's owner has been determined in modern times depending on how many Shabti dolls they were buried with the poorest tombs not containing any, and even some modest tombs only having one or two. These dolls developed through Egypt's history, and by the Third Intermediate Period, between circa 1069 and 747 BCE, there's been found a special Shabti doll which holds a whip in one hand, known as the Overseer doll. It seems that in this period, Shabti dolls changed from workers and servants for the deceased to slaves, and the Overseer Shabti could be in charge of up to 10 Shabti worker dolls. In the late period though, following the Third Intermediate Period, between circa 737 to 332 BCE, the Overseer stopped appearing in tombs, and the Shabtis returned back to their earlier status as workers for the deceased, once again with specific tools and jobs to perform. Apart from scarabs, Shabti dolls are the most commonly found artifact to survive from ancient Egypt, and appear in tombs of all types of people, no matter their status. Everyone was equal in death, regardless of your status in life, and each person was equally answerable to Osiris in the afterlife. But the number of Shabtis you were buried with decided how much of your time and effort you actually had to spend doing that work. So basically, the more Shabtis you were buried with, the more rest and relaxation you would get to enjoy in the field of reeds. And your status on earth was reflected in the eternal order of the afterlife, in keeping with the Egyptian belief of the afterlife being a mirror image of your life on earth. If you could be buried with only one Shabti doll, what job would you want it to do in your place? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our new videos every Tuesday and Friday. This video was brought to you by World History Encyclopedia. For more great articles and interactive content, head to our website via the link below. If you like my shirt, you can find this design and a bunch more on our shop at worldhistory.store, or you can find the link for it under the merch tab down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon with another video.